welcome to the Crooked Letter Sports Podcast, the show about Mississippi sports and the folks who play them. I'm Tyler Cleveland, joined as always by my co-host and dad, Rick Cleveland of Mississippi Today fame. We're recording this on Tuesday morning, so the national championship is still fresh in both of our minds. Ohio State got Notre Dame 34-23. They covered the 8.5 spread. The over was 44.5. It hit. You know, Dad, it seemed like it was going to be a game there for 10 minutes when Notre Dame had the opening drive.
It's one of the best drives of the season, but it didn't tell us much about what was about to happen in the game. Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, if you got a takeaway, it's that Ohio State spent $20 million really well.
They were very good with their
payroll.
Transfer quarterback and their transfer running back and their transfer star wide receiver and their transfer Caleb Downs, best defensive player in the country. Look, this is the era of college football that we are in, and if everybody had danced with the date that brung them, Quinshon Judkins would have been at Ole Miss, Caleb Downs would have been at Alabama, Will Howard would have been at his last stop before Ohio State, can't remember.
Kansas State.
That's right. But you look at the numbers, I mean, Howard, 17-21, 231 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions. Judkins, 9.1 yards a carry, 11 for 100 with 2 touchdowns. Jeremiah Smith, the receiver, number 4, so damn good. 5 catches, 88 yards, a touchdown. They outrushed them. They outrushed Notre Dame 214-53. I mean, it really was as lopsided as the score and maybe then some.
Yeah, Notre Dame hung in there. They were down, 24 in the third quarter and came back and got it to a one-score game, you know.
They were so far out of the game that I was like doing that thing where I looked for other things to do while watching it.
Yeah.
It was that bad.
Tyler, let's talk about Judkins.
Yeah.
I mean, he's our Mississippi link to the national championship game, any way you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've read people on social media say that Ole Miss might have been in the national championship game if they had kept him. I'm not sure I agree with that.
Well, for a team that had so few glaring deficiencies, like Ole Miss was, I think they were top line as talented as some of these teams that made it to the final, especially, I don't know. Look, I think a team that needed better running back play all season was Ole Miss, and here's a running back who's capable of handing it to them. I don't know if it had played out that way. They had a good running back. They didn't play.
Right.
So I don't know. Probably could have used a little more help in the secondary and on the offensive line more than they could have used a running back. If just spitballing.
Yeah, if you were going to look at the team that won the national championship and then a team like Ole Miss that didn't quite get in the playoffs, I think probably the biggest difference of all is in the offensive line.
Yeah, but not on the defensive line because Ole Miss was every bit as good as either one of those teams that played last night defensively up front. But I'm with you. I mean, I think it's hard to say that Quinshon Judkins would have made no difference because Ole Miss's 3 losses were all one-possession games.
He would have made a difference. They'd have been in the playoffs.
I think so. I think they would have won one of those 3. I don't know they would have got them to this game.
Yeah, that's my take. I don't know that it would have gotten them. I don't know that they would have made the national championship game, much less won it. But they definitely would have made the playoffs because they probably, with Judkins, they certainly would have won at least one of those 3, which puts them in the playoffs, and they might well have won 2 or even 3.
Yeah. Well, my other takeaways from the game last night, Dad, were I think Ohio State was clearly the best team in college football this year, and I think the Big Ten was probably the best conference,
no doubt,
top to bottom. I caught myself pulling for Notre Dame at times because I really like that coach, Marcus Freeman. I think first of all, he's my age, and he's got a big career ahead of him. Can you imagine? And also, I don't know what it is about Ryan Day and Ohio State. Not a huge fan. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the drawn on Sharpie beard or the fact that they win all the damn time, but I don't like them, and I can't help it. What about you?
To me, it's like, well, it's that way in so much of sports these days. It's like pulling for Chase Manhattan.
Well, I mean, pulling for Ole Miss was like Chase Manhattan.
They're just going to outspend everybody, so yeah.
They will. I think they obviously did a pretty good job of adapting to the new landscape of college football really quickly and hired all the best players in the country to come play for them and win a championship. That's the name of the game now. Dad, moving on, we got some big college basketball games this week. First of all, I want to start with Saturday's game, which you went to in Starkville. Mississippi State, of course, an 84-81 winner over Ole Miss in overtime. We were talking about it on the way over here with the rebounding situation. We knew Ole Miss was going to be at a huge size disadvantage against Mississippi State, and that kind of played out on the stat sheet.
It's not just size; it's aggressiveness. I think
strength.
I don't know. I'm sure somewhere in the literally thousands of basketball games I've seen over the years that somebody got out rebounded 51-29 and still got into overtime, but I don't remember it right offhand.
Yeah,
you get out rebounded 51-29. It's usually a 20-30 point game.
Yeah. It's like running for 300 yards on somebody and going to overtime. It just should never happen. I think that, I think the big answer there would be the turnover difference. I mean, Ole Miss turned them over a bunch. I think that was kind of the equalizer to keep them in it. And then hitting every big shot down the stretch, to force the overtime. I just feel like we talked about it last week in this space, that both of us agreed that Mississippi State was a little bit further along than Ole Miss was just because of their size and strength. And I think that's exactly how that went down Saturday. I think they're both really good teams, but Ole Miss definitely can't match them for inside. The closer, as you wrote in your column, the closer the ball got to the hoop, the more dominant Mississippi State was.
Yeah, but you know what? If that game's played in Oxford, Ole Miss wins.
Maybe.
No, they do. I mean, that's just the way it goes. That's the way it's gone.
Well, we're going to find out. They're going to play.
Well, you never know, but what I'm saying is all you got to do is look at the history of the series and see that the home team wins about 75 to 80% of the time. I mean, that's what a home court advantage is, and boy, did State have one. That place was rocking.
It looked like everybody was having a good time.
It was absolutely on fire.
I'm glad they got their money's worth because Lord knows those tickets right before tip were like, $150, $200.
I don't think any State fans probably wanted their money back.
No, I don't think any of them scalped them to Ole Miss fans either from the looks of it. Well, Dad, we got a couple of big games this week. Ole Miss is up to number 16 in the poll. They're hosting number 13 Texas A&M Wednesday night. And then going to number 22 Missouri on Saturday. The road for both of these teams, it's and if you think that's bad, listen to this. State plays tonight. No, we're recording this Tuesday morning again. State plays tonight at number 6 Tennessee, and Saturday they go to South Carolina, who I will say is probably the first SEC team to have fallen off pretty hard. As you recall, when I think Ole Miss played them, they were like 11-3 or whatever, or 10-3. Now they're 10-8.
Still very capable of winning at home.
Yeah,
they've beaten some good teams at home. I think they beat a couple ACC teams in the pre-conference schedule at home. I think, Tyler, neither coach, Beard nor Jans, would ever admit to this, but I think if you offered either one of them a 1-1 split this week, they'd probably take it.
Yeah, probably so.
I mean, Texas A&M at home, you think, well, they should win this. Boy, they could easily lose it.
Well, yeah, A&M, they're very good. They got them slated at 13, 3 slots ahead of Ole Miss. Because they're on the road, and Mississippi State is on the road both of these games, I would think they would easily take them 1-1. Ole Miss is, you got to take care of business at home. Got to find a way to beat Texas A&M. And then that game at Mizzou would just be icing at that point because that's, you should not take any road win over a ranked team. You never count that.
Yeah, right. Here's what, I'm from going to a game, as you know, I pretty much cover my basketball these days from my recliner.
Same way I cover.
Yeah, on a 70-inch TV. And I see a whole lot more, by the way, that way than I do when I'm at the game. But what you don't see at home that you see when you're there is just how physical these games are. And, I mean, these guys are, they're huge human beings, and they're so athletic, and there's so much contact that you just kind of miss on TV. You don't see the impact.
Yeah.
It's like Beard said this was round 5 of an 18-rounder. And that's pretty much the way it is. I mean, these games are like really, really, I hate to say wars, but that's what they are. They're like small wars.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking to a good return game in Oxford, and hopefully both of them will pick up some big marquee wins between now and then.
February 15th, right?
Put it on your calendar.
That's on there already.
Dad, in other news, we got the NFL playoffs are down to the last 4 teams. I think you and I are both in agreement on the AFC situation. That's Kansas City and Buffalo. I think both of us are leaning towards Buffalo in that one this week.
Well, I think Buffalo's a better team playing at home. But I mean, Kansas City, how do you just say you can't count them out?
No, especially when you have to play all of them, and then apparently the officials give them every call throughout the entire season. I mean, you go back and look. I went down a rabbit hole, as I usually do, the other day, and I am now convinced after watching like 5 minutes of a YouTube video about it that Kansas City should have like 7 losses. I mean, I'm talking about it has happened over and over and over again with missed field goals or, whatever it is. They have been extremely lucky. They've been outgained 100 times.
It would not shock me to see them be extremely lucky again because of one guy.
Because of Mahomes, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's a magician.
He's very good. I'll give him that. Although, we'll say Josh Allen looked pretty good the other night for Buffalo.
Well, I thought, and I think we were talking about it. I think those were the 2 best teams in the league. I would,
I would have thrown the Lions in there before this last week. They got upset, but I would say them, and then the other team that was unbelievably good that is now out is the Ravens.
Ravens. That's what I said. That's the Ravens.
The Bills.
The Ravens and the Bills, I thought, were the 2 best teams when they were playing the other night.
Well, I think you're probably right. The Ravens were absolutely loaded for bear. I cannot believe they're out of the playoffs, but it's tough to win at Buffalo in a snowstorm, let's be real. And then the other half, I think is the more fun half, although I don't think either one of these teams is going to win the Super Bowl, is Washington and Philadelphia. The Commanders are fun to watch because of Jaden Daniels. And then, Philadelphia, like I told you last week, I'm kind of pulling for them because they got so many Mississippi ties. But, you're looking forward to that one. Who do you like?
You got to like the Eagles.
Yeah, I've been here before.
But, boy, you talking about a wild card.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels.
It's fun. It's fun to watch.
He's terrific, yeah.
Give me Jaden Daniels versus, Jalen Hurts all day.
Well, look at the quarterbacks
that
are left.
Mm-hmm. Ain't a weak link in there.
No, they're really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Of the quarterbacks who aren't playing now, the only one that's in that category to me is Cincinnati, Joe Burrow. I mean, I think he's as good as those guys are, but I'm not sure there's anybody else.
The only person I'd add to that list is Lamar Jackson.
But we were just talking about him.
Right. Well, he's, to be fair, not playing anymore and also excellent. But there's a bunch of good quarterbacks in the league. I mean, guys that are kind of on that next tier down, like Justin Herbert. Yeah, there's some guys out there, but no, you're right. Those 4 are probably the best 4, and 5 if we include Lamar Jackson, who are not.
And Burrow.
Yeah, and Burrow, who plays on a just abysmal football team.
I'm still not convinced he's not the MVP.
Is there any way we could somehow get him in New Orleans? Is there? I'm not saying, like, I know it's not happening right now. Is there a way in the future that it might possibly happen? That's what I'm saying. Like, is there some kind of like welfare redistribution system that could get Joe Burrow to trickle down to the Saints somehow? How bad does it have to be before they throw you a bone like that?
I don't think it happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
I'm sorry.
That's a shame because the homecoming should happen. The LSU Saints crossover people would be as happy as they could possibly be.
The Bengals would tell you that he's already at home.
Yeah, well, the Bengals say a lot of things.
Yeah.
Super Bowl champs, never one of them. All right, Dad, before we get out of here, about out of time, I got 3 other pieces for you. 2 pieces of Mississippi news, and that's we got the news that Connor Griffin has been invited to the big league spring training for the Pirates. What does this mean for Connor? And, it seems like yesterday he was sitting in here with us.
I think a lot of people see that headline that and they think Connor's going to play in the major leagues.
No, Connor not going to play in the major leagues.
Not this year.
No.
No, he's not going to play in the major leagues this year. It's just they want him to get a taste of it and see what, He is a big league talent. He's just not a big leaguer yet.
So where do you think he might start the season?
I think he'll start in Class A ball, probably right there in Bradenton where they train.
Yeah. I know that they had missed some time due to a storm. I guess they got that back fixed. And
it wouldn't shock me to see him get to high A ball or even at the end of the year get to double A. But more than likely he's going to start and remain in Class A ball this year.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, dog.
He was in high school yesterday.
If he hadn't redeclared, he'd be in high school now.
Right. Yeah, speaking of declaring, the NCAA declared that John Wade III from Southern Miss, the basketball player who has been in an appeals process since the start of the season, has now been declared eligible to play immediately. So he had like 9 points and 9 boards the other day in his first game. Is there a bigger laughing stock or joke than the NCAA at this point?
I don't know what anybody thinks they accomplished by keeping this kid out for 19 games. I mean, that was just utterly absurd. So now he gets to play his last season of eligibility, and it's going to be like a 13-game season for him. It's ridiculous.
He's going to help Southern Miss, though.
He's a good player.
They could have used him up to this point.
They could have used a really big guy more, but he gives them a chance going into the postseason, the Sun Belt tournament, because he is a talent.
The other one, I can't get out of here without mentioning it to you. I read the story this morning that Greg Norman says he would win a debate with Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods over the impact of LIV Golf on the game.
That's just so stupid. I don't even know what. I can't even go there. That's so stupid. He wouldn't win a golf match with him, and he wouldn't win a debate with him either.
Well, he wouldn't win a debate with you either, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. Anything else you're looking forward to, Dad?
No, I think this college basketball season in the SEC is going to be the best we've had in a long, long time.
I think so too, and
I'm most competitive, and
it's appointment viewing right now. Tuesday and Wednesday night and Saturdays,
and every game is it's monumental. I mean, because wins are so hard to get.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Everybody, stay bundled up out there. It is quite chilly. But if you can stay warm and cozy like we are in the studio this morning, you'll be all right. And if you do get out, make sure to hit up a sporting event near you. There's lots of good high school basketball going on right now. Otherwise, enjoy that couch, and we know we will.
I hope they have good heaters in the gym.
Have a good one, everybody.